look at us, we're all. I've been trying to get this video started, but bees have been singling me out these last few days. I don't know what that's supposed to be about, but I'm definitely going to check into the symbolism behind why there are so many bees coming up. Like, they're not attacking, they're just like coming into my personal space, getting real close to me, and then flying away. So yeah, anyways, that's neither here nor there. So I am out here at the park getting some nice refreshing air on this 8/8 Lionsgate portal. And why is it so significant for me to be out here today, of all days, making a video? Well, I recently went back and opened up my Sacred Woman book and, you know, started revisiting some of the work and just looking over my notes and looking at the different stages and the different phases, and I figured now is a pretty good time to basically get back into, you know, this Sacred Woman text and to kind of share my experience with you and you share your experience with me, because it took me a long time to get through the book. I purchased this book in 2016 by digital copy, and then I got a physical copy in February of 2017, and I spent so many months just with this book by myself, at that time transitioning from being 23 into being 24. And please excuse me because I am at a park, so you might hear some people in the back, but that's fine. And it really did help me to transition through some difficult times in my life. Also, I feel like it was the only resource that I had that could thoroughly explain all of these things that I were experiencing. These, you know, you have those moments where you're like, am I the only one that understands? Does anybody else get it? And I got this book, and I'm, you know, like 23 years old, and I'm thinking, wow, I'm not strange. I'm not, like, somebody has taken years out of their life to compile all of this divine information, so much so that I don't have to go seeking, I don't have to go find it, it's right here. But I did, you know, I didn't get that information until 23, and I didn't get a resource with all the information until I was 23, but I had started doing the work of finding that information from 14 years old up until that point. So I had taken a pretty serious journey up until finding that book, and I was very grateful to get that tool and, you know, just start the next chapter of my life. So because it's this Lionsgate's portal, and we're talking about, you know, the Leo season, this powerful, this big voice of just bringing in newness, you know, releasing, letting things go, rebirth, starting a completely new phase, a completely new cycle, a completely new journey of life. And when I think about lions and I think about Leos, you know, I think about power, like taking back this power, having this strength, you know, not being frightened, you know, not being overbearing, but just knowing that you know who I am, and I know who I am. Before you, I know me, therefore you know me. Like when you think about lions, you say king of the jungle, but lions, I mean, they're cats, y'all. You know, and I have a cat. They're like the most cuddly, but they're so powerful. Like, they know who they are. If you ever come across a cat, cats have the kind of confidence that you cannot buy. It's from birth, okay? Even their little meow, it's like, you know, the amateur roar, but it's like, you heard what I said, right? Okay? So just bringing into alignment this particular time that's happening, and coming into, like I said, wanting to open this book back up, and it had to be for some specific reason. So I'm not gonna really talk about Gateway 0. I'm just gonna boop right into Gateway 1, because I feel like that directly ties into this roaring, this rejoicing, using your voice, okay? Lion has no qualms about letting you know who they are when they roar. And I think it's pretty much time for a lot of us to stop all that meekness and, holding back who we are and holding back our truths and your weirdness, your spirituality. You should be able to express that freely. And if you haven't gotten this book, I definitely encourage you to. I'm gonna show you guys my book, but it's really beat up because I've had it for many years and I've carried it everywhere and shown it to everybody. It was like my favorite thing when I got this book. And it has a sticky note. Okay, yep. If you have not purchased Sacred Woman, even if you just get the digital copy, like I got the digital book like immediately. Though the story behind me finding it is another day, but I wanted that book like 2 a.m. Like I needed to purchase it, so I bought it by my phone. I had to wait for a long time to get a physical copy, just because back then you had to get it to a bookstore. I don't think it was any like direct shipping to the house at that time, so whatever. But yes, definitely encourage you to go get this. Queen Afua has a ton of other books and resources that will skyrocket your journey. I don't care where you are. I don't care if you started the journey, you stopped. I don't care if you're at the beginning. I don't care if you feel like you just need to get refreshed, okay? Because that's where I'm at with everything. I'm like, refresh me, make me new, okay? So the first gateway, which you go through like a opening gateway, which is gateway 0 to gateway 3. That's how I look at it anyway. So gateway 0 is pretty much you cleansing, you purifying, you detoxifying, getting your room together, reconnecting to the divine. It even goes into the background, some ancestry. I'm looking for the words, guys. Funny, right? Sacred word. But yeah, it gives you a lot of history, or her story in this case, because Queen Afua did a phenomenal job of putting together all of these resources for us. Like one book, you can answer so many questions just about who you are. Trust me, like I said, I did many years of finding this stuff out, and in one book she has answered so many questions that it took me having to go through some trial and error. So I really feel like this should be a starting point for a lot of young women and even young men, but especially young women. That puberty is hard on the young woman, and this right here, man, this is a gift, okay? So during your Sacred Woman journey, you're going to be doing a lot of altar work. If you're not familiar with that, I'm not sure. It just depends on, your background or your groups, but altars can be set up in various different ways, but you do want to put your altar somewhere that is private, somewhere where nobody's going to be picking up things and touching things, and you just don't want any negative energy or any energy that is not conducive to your ascension, okay? So you want to make sure you put this somewhere that allows you to have like this intimate flow of energy, and just keep it up, okay, guys? I just want to emphasize that because that's one of the biggest parts of this. Like, make sure your altar is for your work, okay? So when you go through this first sacred word, gateway 1, so there's 0 and there's gateway 1. So gateway 1 is sacred word. Haha. Lions roar. But it's the best time to get into some sacred word, because you have to learn how to talk to yourself. You have to word it. You have to seed into your thoughts. So everything you put in is going to eventually spill out. And the last thing you want to do is spill out word vomit. Don't be like me, who, I don't know how, I wasn't thinking that, but you get nervous and you just start dropping things. Yeah. So you need to take this 7 days out to do the sacred word work. It is vital, because it's not just about those things that you're speaking. It's about the things that you are seeding into your mind, the things that you're watching, the things that you're listening to, even the things that you're eating, because there's going to be a big aspect of going through this book. You have to change the way you associate your food, with who you are. I know a lot of people just eat to kind of satiate or to fill up this void, but when you're making this transition into sacred femininity, or I'll say sacred masculinity because I don't know who's watching, but you are going to have to start to um, come into alignment. And in that alignment, you're realizing that, hey, everything I do is connected to the oneness. So if I'm eating densely, I'm going to feel that the oneness will feel that I'm going to be out of communication, and like things that should be coming in easily or clearly will start to be a little bit more difficult. You might receive like blockages, and all of this due to things you could have avoided, foods you could have kept out of your internal, okay? Because it just pours right out. You know the circle of life. That's how it works. So everything you put in, it affects us as a whole. All right, remember that. Don't be eating anything that's gonna make me sick now, okay? So I practice. Here we go. I think it's another one. I'm not even gonna stop the video because I don't know if it's a bee or not. Okay, Most High, release the bee. Hold on. Okay. All right. See, I have to ask the Most High to release that bee because it's another one. All right. Okay, so I don't even remember where I was. That's how many bees I have encountered in, I want to say, 3 to 4 days. They're just coming upon me like that. Okay. Anyways, I'll figure that out in a few seconds. So yeah, say your word. You're definitely gonna want to change that diet. I practice a vegan lifestyle, and I was pescatarian for about 7 years. I can't say sacred word. It don't really align with being a pescatarian. I'm not even gonna front on y'all. You're gonna have to get strict about this. If you don't want to have to go through the lessons that I learned with the Most High, whenever you take that leap and say, hey, I'm committed to this, stick to the journey. Stick to the foods that you are supposed to eat, okay? This has a strong emphasis on being a vegan simply due to the fact that a lot of the Sacred Woman text does have to do with your health as a woman. Reducing inflammation, reducing fibroids, cysts, cancers of the breast, cancers of the uterus. So a lot of that is caused by the foods we eat, the highly starchy foods, dairy products, all of those good things, okay? And I'm one to tell you, I'm not even gonna say I have PCOS. I had PCOS, and it wasn't even something that they wanted to say you have. They were like, this is just so common pretty much, in the black community. Sister, it's just not even anything to worry about. Meanwhile, I'm struggling to survive as a young woman trying to figure out, so this is just normal. But it's not normal. It's just we are used to having doctors who look at the female body and say, hey, deal with it. So if you're tired of dealing, I encourage you to make some transitions within your diet. This book is going to help you mind, body, and soul. Okay, it's not just going to be get your body right. It's not going to be all mind, it's everything, because you need to bring all of this into alignment to ensure that you have a fully healthy and wealthy life. Okay. So going into Gateway One Sacred Word, some of the requirements other than your diet, which is mainly going to consist of greens, juices. I'm not even sure if it consists of fruit because I primarily did green juices like vegetable juices and green foods. So hey, but I'll have to double check really quickly to see if you can eat some fruit. I can't remember. I'll come back to that. But what I wanted to tell you was a little bit about some of the materials that you would need going into this Gateway 1. So each of the gateways has a requirement for tools that you need. So tools would be things such as candles, stones, your color going into that particular gateway, the how do I say it, and oils, essential oils. You also have a, what's the word? Sacred word, y'all. You also have a, anyways, a guardian. Thank you. You also have a guardian of each gateway. I don't know why that was so hard to get out. But yes, you have a guardian of each gateway. Um, so, it's just a couple of things. Now, each of these things that I'm naming are the things that you are going to set up on your altar during that particular week or that particular gateway, depending on how long you stay in that. It's supposed to be 7 days. And you will set your, like I said, you will set that altar up with those tools. So the stones, the colors. For this particular gateway 1, the color is yellow. So you would need a yellow candle, which is going to represent, your fire element. The stone for this particular gateway would be aquamarine. So if you don't have stones, don't panic. When I first purchased this book and I saw all this stuff and I was like, oh, I gotta buy all this stuff and I gotta. I did, but I was like tripping out at first. Like, I gotta go run over here to Whole Foods, get flowers, get some sage, get that. Don't panic, The times have changed since I purchased this book. You can go to tons of local, like here where I am, we have stone shops. We have like a simple one like Earthbound or something. But there's so many shops. You can go, you don't have to go get these expensive stones. You can go get, you some, just make sure they're real, not plastic, not placeholders or paper holders. And get you some flowers. Go get you a bundle of fresh flowers. Like, you don't know how much joy and purity it brings to your home to just bring flowers into the house. To just walk the flowers through the door. Everything rejoices. Go get you some flowers. The oil for this particular gateway is eucalyptus. It's that opener. It's that, just makes you want to. I got a sigh of relief just thinking about eucalyptus, right? And then of course you can adorn yourself. So you want to wrap your head up with a yellow head wrap. You want to wear some like a yellow shawl or scarf. You're going to be getting up to pray early, like 4 a.m. between like 4 and 6 a.m. and during those times you're going to want to have that yellow. You're going to want to get up and greet the Most High and greet the divine. And that color is just going to be that opener for you. It's so sunny, and it's, like I said, it's perfect for this particular point in time. The lions, the yellows, the sacred words, the lion roaring. Like, at the end of this journey, you should be roaring, okay? At the end of this portal, which is from August 8th to August 12th, your voice should be a boom. It should go from a whisper to a loud roar, okay? Anything that's within you that you want to talk about, anything that's within you that you need to express, you should be working on expressing that. If there's something that's within you that you have not even been able to be honest with yourself about, this is the perfect time to do that. Yeah, this does not mean you have to go out and have conversations with people. No, there's just some things that you probably need to rearrange within you. There is a obligation in this particular section of Sacred Woman that asks you to write out a list. Because I'm not going to give you everything. I want you to get the book, and of course I want you to do the work, but I'm going to go through the gateways as best as I can without giving you everything. But it's going to ask you to write a list out of words that diminish your power and take away from who you are. This could be words that were seeded into you as a child. This could be things that you watched. These could be, just programs. And then it's going to ask you on the other side of that to write out words of empowerment, things that you can now seed into your mind once those other things have been taken out. Like I said, things that you're going to let go are now creating room for you to put new in. So now you're going to be adding into all of the things that weren't providing you with any riches. They weren't providing you with any more resources. They were just depleting you. And now it's time for you to be enriched. Now it's time for you to wise up. You know, the cicadas agree. It's time. You hear how loud they are? Because it's time for you to use your voice. It's time. It's time for you to come into this divine oneness, into this divine alignment, okay? I'm using my sacred words. If you see my, as a matter of fact, Bourbon say that one of the challenges in this particular gateway asks you, let's see if I can find it really quickly here before I leave off with my last little piece, because we're like 20 minutes in. I know y'all don't want to hear me keep talking, but it asks you here. It says, to master your words, work with the following tools. And one of those tools says, observing how you speak and how you move will give you a full picture of your communication gifts and blockages. So with that observing how you speak, she's asking you to tape record yourself or video record yourself on the first day of your journey on the sacred word. And what you're doing is you're just maybe saying some affirmations to yourself. But the point of this tool is to hear how you sound and hear how you speak to yourself, and to hear where you are at the beginning, and then come back at the end and listen to that. Listen to those affirmations. If you decide to use affirmations, you could say whatever you want to say when you're talking to yourself. But whatever it is, let it be something that by the time you get to the end of that 7 days in that sacred word, you have transformed that. You sound different. Listening back to that, you're like, whoa, that was me a week ago. Like, let's hear me now. Let's hear how I sound today, okay? So I feel like that's one of the most significant things when you get that, when you get this opened up to sacred word the first day. Make that recording. I don't care if you just take a little voice recording, get on camera. I had a video, and that's what I was going to say. If you've seen that first video that I made from years ago, oh my gosh, the timidity from me, the nervousness from me, is unbelievable, but it's real, because this is a journey. You never realize how much you hold back from saying. You know, you think, I speak my mind, but then there's some parts of your mind that are really, really shy and really, really fragile, and that are still working from places of trauma, you know? So now is not that time. You know, we don't shy away from who we are. We step right into that, and we're ready for this. We're ready for this journey. So this is just one. This is just sacred words. So again, get into it, dive deep, find those words that aren't in alignment with who you are. Write them down. Look at them. Study them. Stop. But yeah, on the other side, write every bit of who you are, every affirmation of who you're becoming, all those good things, okay? So before I leave, I just want to drop this, because this shows me that this word is completely in alignment with what I said. So I was listening to a word yesterday morning, and of all the words that was said were Genesis 1. I don't really hear Genesis 1 often. It's just like it's the first thing you hear. It's the first thing you read in the Bible, right? So I heard Genesis 1. Let me see if I can pull it up real quick and read Genesis 1 for y'all, because I brought a Bible with me to the park, but it's a New Testament Bible. Somebody gifted this to me like out randomly, and no, I'm not. Well, anyways, it's neither here nor there. It does not matter what you affiliate with, guys. When the Most High needs to reach you, the Most High is going to reach you wherever you are. Most High does not care, okay? It does not care. So even if you don't read Bibles, if you read the Quran, when the Most High wants to reach you, the Most High will reach you. So please don't let this deter you from anything. So I want to just find Genesis 1 and read this for you, and then I'm going to read this last piece, and I'm going to leave you all to get into your sacred woman sacred word journey, and I'm going to meet you again, and hopefully you'll leave me some comments and let me know how your journey is going. So I'm reading from the New International Version. The beginning, it says, "In the beginning God created the heavens and the earth. Now the earth was formless and empty, darkness was over the surface of the deep, and the Spirit of the Most High was hovering over the waters. And the Most High said, Let there be light, and there was light. And the Most High saw that light was good, and he separated the light from the darkness. The Most High called the light and the darkness. The Most High called the light day, and the darkness he called night. And there was evening, and there was morning, on the first day." So I heard that yesterday morning, and I thought, So, of course, I knew I was making this video today, so I opened it up. But it seems like something that I hadn't even read. And I've read this a lot of times, but here we go. It says, Gateway 1, Sacred Words, Daily Spiritual Observances. Gateway element is air, the breath. And then it says, okay, so it says, in the beginning, there was the Word, and the Word began and knew the womb, the first primordial waters. I think I've said enough to you. I think that if you resonate with that message, it should be that push to you that says it's time. So from me to you, I send out divine blessings, and I just pray that your sacred woman journey is blessed and fruitful. And of course, I'm going to be here going through each of these gateways with you as best as I can, and I pray that, that the divine opens up so many doors within you and releases just abundance and prosperity and blessings. I just hope this makes you as excited as it made me when I got into it. It makes me excited even still, so yay. Enough from me, y'all enjoy, and make sure you leave some comments to let me know how you felt about all of this. And if there's anything else you want me to discuss in regards to this particular gateway before we move into the next one, just let me know. Bye.